Growing controversy surrounding the battle for House Speaker. Congressman Jim Jordan pulling out of the race over the weekend. This after the GOP held a secret vote to remove him as the Republican nominee. New crop of candidates now jumping into the race. The top two contestants emerging are Majority Whip Tom Emmer and House Republican Study Committee Chair Kevin Hern. Joining me now to react to all of this, Congressman Brian Babin from my home state of Texas. Congressman, good to see you. There appears to be no urgency in your leadership to get to a new speaker. Once again, they refuse to keep the House in session to get jobs done. The next vote for speaker won't happen until tomorrow at the very earliest, we're told, tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, the nation continues to reel from a lot of damage being done by the Socialists and the Democrat Party. This as new border numbers reveal a record number of illegal alien crossings and threats against the West ramp up as Mideast tensions are out of control. Congressman, do you think any of the candidates can unify this rudderless Republican Party?
I sure hope so, Chris. And good to be with you, as always. Listen, we've got to get back to the work for the American people. I believe in our Republican Party platform, and I am very ready to unite behind a speaker who will advance the America First agenda that we are all elected to enact. So let's hope that we get our act together. I voted for Mr. McCarthy to keep him in there. I voted for Mr. Scalise. I voted repeatedly for Jim Jordan, who would have made an excellent speaker. And we've got to get back to the work of the American people as the world is in a crisis from around the world, around the globe, and wide open borders and thousands of people coming across. And quite frankly, World War III could actually begin from some of these conflagrations that we're seeing.
Well, Congressman, one more question on the Speaker's gavel, then we'll move on. As you know, there were 25 members of your caucus who voted against Jim Jordan on the last ballot. Some of them stated they had some issues with, perhaps access to funds, to do various things with. Some actually said they wanted to do deals with Democrats to continue all the profligate, wasteful spending. Others said they just hated Matt Gaetz. Are you concerned about the growing number of Republicans who seem to have more in common with the Democrats than they do the conservative planks of your party, sir?
Let me just say this. Anybody that works with Democrats, that's a non-starter for me. I'm 1,000% behind the Republican Party platform, the Constitution, our Judeo-Christian heritage. Let me tell you something. All of the problems we're seeing today at the hands of the Joe Biden administration and the Democrat Party, which has been taken over by the squad and the radical Democrats, that is an absolute no-go for me. We have the majority, and we need to keep that majority and start working for the American people, and it's high time. Believe you me, I'm not happy about the way things have been going.
Well, Joe Biden, speaking of which, returning to the White House a few hours ago from another weekend at the beach. The U.S. is reportedly advising Israel to delay ground invasion of Gaza. They say it's to negotiate the release of more hostages. Congressman, would it be wise for Israel to listen to advice from a Biden regime that has been wrong practically on every foreign policy issue since it began, and from Joe Biden, who has been wrong on every foreign policy issue by members of the Obama administration who said he's been wrong on every foreign policy issue for the last 4 or 5 decades?
Yeah, I can't disagree with your statement right there. I tell you, taking advice from this administration, which has set the United States up with weakness, it has incentivized dictators around the world to do the things that we're seeing, opening our borders up, emboldening Russia to invade Ukraine. The Chinese are licking their lips over Taiwan. We've taken in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans, Cubans, from tyrannical communist regimes across our own border. Absolutely. I don't think they ought to be listening to a whole lot of advice coming from the Department of Defense and the Biden administration. The Afghanistan withdrawal, my goodness, all of these have precipitated these crises that we see today, Chris.
Ongoing, yeah. And I think back to your original point about members of your political party that can't wait to sidle up and do a deal with such incompetence. I think it strains credulity. Congressman Brian Babin, sir, thank you very much. Appreciate the time.